Hi, welcome back to our Bible study. We're going through Revelation, and we are now at Revelation chapter 9. So we've had some trumpets, we've had our seals. So far we had 6 seals. 7th seal opened, and that brought out 7 trumpets. And then so far in chapter 8 we had 4 trumpets. And so now we are on to chapter 9 in Revelation. Okay, so the 5th trumpet blows, and when that happens, it's a locusts that come out of the bottomless pit. So what happens is that it says a star falls from heaven. Now, when we look at the Bible study, I always first look to see if it's literal, because if it can be taken literally, then I do. But then you look for other clues to see if it's literal or if it is an example of something. So angels and demons are described as stars, and I believe that is what this is, because it says he is given a key. So a star is not given a key, an actual star in the sky. So a star falls from the earth, and so it is a demon. And it goes to the bottomless pit, which is a place where demons are being held captive. So this is why some people use the term bottomless pit for hell, because that is where this comes from the bottomless pit, and the demons are being held there. So the pit is opened, and when the pit opens, smoke flies up so much that the whole sky is dark. So you can picture something like a volcano, which perhaps that is what this is. Maybe it is a large volcano eruption, but the entire sky turns dark. And what comes out of all of this smoke is these locusts that are like scorpions. And so they come out and they bite people or sting people, and then people suffer horribly for about 5 months, and they want to die, but they can't. So there's a few different ways that people look at this. Some people believe it's like a weird animal that either doesn't exist right now but will exist in the future. It could be something that's created in a lab or something. Or maybe it's something that exists right now but it's so far down in the earth that we haven't seen it. Every time we find something goes deeper into the ocean, we find brand new fish that we didn't know existed, right? So it could be something like that. And then, or it could be actual demons that come out and attack people. Those are the 3 different options. Either way, it's terrifying. It's described very horrendously. It's a really scary thing. It stings you, and then you are horribly sick for 5 months. You want to die, and then you can't. One of the things that I read in one of the commentaries was that this is God giving people a chance to see what hell is like. So for 5 months, they're being completely tortured, and they can't end that torture. They can't die. And so God is giving them 5 months to see this is what hell is like, as your final warning before we move on to our next trumpets. During that time though, remember we talked about the people who were sealed from the tribes of Israel. Those people cannot be hurt by these locusts, scorpion things. Okay, then verse 11, an angel of the bottomless pit is named, and he has a Hebrew name and a Greek name. And so his Hebrew name is Adonon, and his Greek name is Apollyon. So that is his name. So this is not Satan, it's a demon, but like a high up level demon. Okay, then we have the 6th trumpet, which is an army that comes out, and the army is about 200 million people. That's how big this army is. This army attacks the world and kills 1/3 of mankind. So it is a huge war with an army of 200 million. And then it's also described, the army is described as riding on these horses. And I'm going to read this description here in Revelation chapter 9. And I saw the horses in this vision. Those who sat on them had breastplates of fiery red, a hypath blue, sulfur yellow, and the heads of horses were like the heads of lions, and out of their mouths came fire, smoke, and brimstone. So I don't believe that these are actual horses. I believe that John, who wrote this in year 97, saw current warfare and described it the best he could. So these are riding on tanks or some kind of warfare, and so he's describing they're like horses sort of, but they shoot things out of their mouth. So it's obviously, I believe it's obviously some kind of warfare that we have today or that is coming in the future. All right, so that is 2 trumpets, 5th and 6th trumpet, and that is Daniel chapter 9. And there's one more trumpet coming, but we will get to that. In the meantime, go back, read this, Revelation chapter 9, and just remember basically what happens. There's 2 trumpets. One of them is the demon goes down and releases something. It's smoke, covers the whole earth, and out of that smoke comes these locust scorpions that bite people. They can't die for 5 months. The 12,000 from each tribe, the 144,000 can't be touched by that. The next trumpet, another angel goes to the bottomless pit. His name is, he has a Hebrew name and a Greek name. His Greek name is Apollyon. And then there's an army of 200 million that come, and they're going to kill 1/3, and they're going to be riding on these things that John describes as horses with lions' mouths that shoot out fire. So they're probably riding on some kind of a tank. So go ahead, read it. It's not that hard, and you'll be fine. I'm Laura Lee Siemens, and that was Revelation chapter 9.